What's up, team? Wednesday, January 10th, and let's do a quick review of the market and then talk about something I want to get into with you guys. So, not much to talk about today. Boring day all across the board. I really don't have any trades that are worthwhile, reporting to you guys about. Made a few hundred here, lost a few hundred there. The only, good trade of the day was this short on General Motors. And as you can see, I played this off of this chart, the 5-minute chart. Mind you, this is not my typical style. I am helping my mentor test out some signals he's been working on. Worked well today. Rode this whole period right here short. Made a 30% return for $400 in, let me see, a half hour. So that's pretty great, guys. Less than a half hour, honestly. That was really the only, trade to write home today about. But what I want to discuss, which is really important with you guys, is volume. Something we haven't discussed before, right? I'm noticing that, all of my big trades, all of my big profits, the weeks where you see me guys posting, $5, $10, $15,000 profits, they come from moves like this. It's not moves like that. And we clean this up and get that out of the way. It's not insignificant moves where you make the majority of, the bulk of your profits. It's not catching this little turn, from here to there. It's the true moves that begin. So this whole move here was because of this increase here in buying volume. And I've talked to you guys about that so many times before. You've seen it. I'm sure you've all seen it in your own trading. Personally, I'm just starting to continue to remind myself of the things that are important when it comes to trading. Volume has never failed me in all of my big trades. Go back to XLF. Let's see how much data I got in this chart. All right, so that chart doesn't go back far enough. So let me just open Workspace, get out my main chart. All right, beautiful. The week where I made 14 grand, and it was only about a month or so ago, it was this week right here. So that move higher, and again, guys, what was that move? What pushed that move? What was the real driving force of that? Big volume. Again, guys, okay, you got a little dip here, a little bounce higher. Yeah, we traded higher here. I'm really going to focus solely, to the best of my abilities, to only trading opportunities like this. Because the reality is, I have the capital now, where the more patient I can be, the more I can make. I have the capital where I could have allocated, $20,000 to this setup here when I noticed this super strong volume coming in. And there's a week where, I could have made 100 grand or so. I'm kind of all set chasing, the $500, the $1,000. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is a natural progression of a trader. When you start with a smaller account, I understand and I encourage you guys to do your best to grow that account. That doesn't mean taking stupid risks, over trading. Trade within some good parameters. But regardless, for me, I've reached a point where my account is at a level now where, if I guess what I'm trying to say is if I can focus on moves like this, the true moves that have power behind them. Take a look at Apple. I've gotten chopped up over the last few weeks trying to trade Apple. Look, guys, no real continuation of volume in Apple. Where are the opportunities where I can make, 20, 40, 50 plus $1,000? Right here. Those moves, the moves that are driven with true demand. Not these little bounces, not these little turns, not literally the first bar going from oversold, that thing's spazzing out, from oversold, getting into some action. It's the moves that are truly driven by a demand, for that stock. And you can go across the board, guys, and look at everyone. Again, Netflix. Big time volume, 3 days in a row, big move. Bigger than average volume, big move. Take a flip over here to Amazon. had a nice move lately. Volume. Facebook, turning back now, but just had a nice move recently. Volume. And you guys know I like to use the 195 for all my entries. So let me come in here, get rid of all these nonsense indicators. Again, guys, when did these things make the moves where, even for you guys with smaller accounts, if you can take a $500 position size on an options trade, what are the moves that are going to turn that into $2,000-$3,000? It's the moves that are coupled with a true demand. Very clear buying demand coming into Facebook. Great move there. Again, no real strong volume in here, guys, so let's look at the trade a lot of us probably took. Okay, Facebook dips, let's buy the dip. It didn't really go anywhere, and it's just more of a headache. You know what? Wait until the guys who run this whole game want some Facebook. Wait till that demand comes in, and off to the races. And you can see that across every sector. I should have made 50 grand plus on this energy move. Why? Look what just continued to pour in. Actually, you know what? If I had done what I'm supposed to do and bought with the demand and stayed in until it was over, this could have been a 6-figure trade. So nothing to report on in terms of trades today. I truthfully don't have anything in mind for tomorrow. I'm rather going to sit back and be an observer tomorrow morning and see how things shake out. But again, guys, I encourage you all to do this. And for me, it's just good to make these videos and talk out loud about these things, because it kind of gets you back, where you need to be as a trader, and brings you back to the things that have always been good to you. Without fail, I have always made my biggest profits when I have taken entries on very, very strong volume. I usually lose a portion of those profits when I'm fucking around on these subpar opportunities with no real volume. And again, I understand the desire to grow your account quickly. Be patient, and guys, imagine if you only took trades like this, where you actually sat around. And I know the reality of this is the easiest way to become wealthy or rich in trading and investing is to trade less and be patient. Wait for those real moves. Super obvious. They're just buying it every day, every day, every day. So again, guys, you got to have an edge. For me, my edge has always been I have the freedom to pay attention all day long, and I have the willingness to strike when I see my buddies on Wall Street striking. So with that being said, whatever your edge is, do your best to not waver from it. If you've had great success with a certain strategy in the past, yes, maybe try to implement some new things, but, never forget what's at the heart of your strategy. For me, it has always been about volume, 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 a game of supply and demand. And I truly believe that coupling, the importance of volume with the sector analysis like we've been doing, guys, I just have such big expectations for the year. Again, you're looking at every sector here every day. Wait for that volume. Look at this. Volume came into financials. Very obvious. Big move. Healthcare. Very obvious. Big move. And it's not like if you don't catch it on day one, guys, you're late. That's not the truth. Big volume in industrials. Big move. Big volume. Big move. Energy. Big time volume. Continued massive move. So, again, find your edge and do your best. It's easy to get, sidetracked. I want to try this, all that shit. Whatever the heart of your trading approach is, never forget that. Always stick with it. Stick with your heart and try to master that. I know for me, the best way to become worth, whatever number, to reach all of my dreams is to have this incredible focus on mastering this one aspect of trading. And for me, that is buying with the demand and following the money. So just a reminder, guys, following the money is great, but you can still get chopped up in these sector turns if you're not focusing on the volume. So sector rotation, sector analysis, plus patience, waiting for some true demand, and that is where you can make the bulk of your money and quickly advance your account. I'm looking forward to seeing what tomorrow brings, guys, and I'll talk to you all in the chat. Later.